Are you ready? You like my 3 seconds to manifest anything video? Boom! Guess what we're gonna do today? We're going to do 3 seconds, 1 second, to a higher frequency. I'm gonna talk to you about this, what's going on, how it works, and I'm gonna give you a practice, and you're gonna shift into a higher frequency, and guess what that does? Anything you want it to. Are you ready to get started? To shift your entire life right now today. Starting today, you'll start to see results immediately. You guys have written me, and guess what? You're gonna go into the golden era, the new earth, because you have to. When you're in that frequency, that's where it exists. You wanna join me? Get ready. Welcome to Landria Onkka on YouTube, here to help you break through the fears and live an awesome life. My lipstick, I think, is okay today. I don't have a shadow under my eyes. You guys, you know what? I really don't care about that. I have fun with my makeup and my hair, but if I shoot something and I don't look great, guess what? I'm about the message. Now, the last few days, if you've been following my channel and going in a succession, I have 2 very important videos about the planetary shift. The first one, I shared some information that I learned through Greg Braden's video, which he learned through somebody, and it's all science. And what we learned was, for those of you who aren't familiar with this, that thoughts really are things, and they prove that. But here's what went beyond that, and this is what we're going to do today. On actual practice, I'm going to discuss this with you. We're going to talk about how do we actually use that power to start creating right now. Okay? How do we use that power? So, first of all, I want you to understand that absolutely every thought counts. When you watch the news and all that, you are actually taking in negativity. Everything's an energy field. So let's, number 1, think of everything as a frequency. Don't judge what the information is. Don't judge what the situation is. Just ask yourself what that frequency is. You know what it is according to how you feel here. Now, a lot of you are watching this stuff out there, even the news. Here's the information. Somebody corrected me and said, dolphins aren't really swimming, jumping in Venice. I said, okay, well, they are. But I guess this situation was, they were giving credit to the situation more than it was. Bottom line, it was a feel-good piece of news. Most of what we're watching, if it's fake news, most of it is not so good. So even if you do see something that maybe it's not even true, if it makes you feel good, it's still a higher frequency. And I'm not into fake news, and I never want to give it. But the bottom line is, I want you to really focus on frequencies alone. Now, everything has a vibration, and that means that humans, everything's made up of the same thing, but humans, that chair you're sitting on, that tree out there, everything has vibration, and it's manifesting in its own form according to something way beyond any of us can comprehend. So even if you know science, and I have some people correcting me with science, that's great. But guess what? All of that will change again too, because a few years ago, quantum physics was woo-woo, and even Einstein didn't believe in it, right? Spooky action at a distance is real. So today, we're going to talk about using it. So you know that higher frequency, happiness, makes your DNA open up and produces something pretty amazing. I call it Command Central, because it holds all the information. Your heart puts out an electromagnetic field, and this is not isolated to any just one part of your body. We are all just one energy field. So you, as an individual expression of one, there is no starting and stopping point between anything. None. It's just concentrations of energy in its own free will expressions. At least as humans, we get free will. There are other things out there that don't. They just are. So, as a human with free will, this is an amazing gift that you have. And most of us aren't using it. We don't believe it. So if you're not believing it, it's not going to happen for you. You have to know that you wield this power, not in some weird way, I'm going to command this or whatever, is really getting in touch with the fact that you and it, whatever you're looking at, are one and the same energy. And communicating together through your thoughts and your beliefs and your concentration of those thoughts. Now what you learned in the first two videos, those last two videos, was that not only did you change the results of whatever you're focusing on, situations, events, whatever, but through your beliefs and thoughts, right? If they're negative, then you're absolutely contributing to that. But if you focus on, the more you focus on something, the more intense it becomes, the more it will show up as some event, material thing in your reality, whatever. And it may not show up for mine because I'm not focused on it. I'm not even putting my attention on it. So herein is what we're going to do today. When you go into a negative field, you are actually making yourself sick. You are lowering your immune systems. We know this. Things are out of balance. Our planet has been out of balance. That's why things have happened the way they are, because it's shifting into something that absolutely we hit a tipping point. You individually have a tipping point. Right now, everything that you have done, that you have focused on, everything that's not working, that your focus has been that I don't love this, I'm struggling, whatever, is creating the transformation. Because your message to the universe has been, I don't want this. But what we're doing, instead of changing it, we've been battling it. I don't want the job. I hate my boss. I don't love this relationship. I can't take care of myself. And then you go into this worry, and I have people writing me with anxiety attacks, and I'm like, what do you want me to do? You know, you've got every tool. I've got a list down here in the description. Some free stuff, some super cheap stuff that I make no money on. You know, it just covers my costs. And then I have some other things down there. You have a whole plethora of tools to use. So if you're not using them, I cannot help you because you wield the same power that I do. I'm just using the tools. So I know what I desire, and I know if it's not happening, that I must absolutely pay attention to this space between now and when that occurs, and say, how do I get closer to that? Because there may be things I need to learn. Maybe there are thoughts or beliefs I need to shift. Because if it's not showing up, and by the way, timelines, you got to let that go sometimes, right? Because you're learning along the way. If you don't shift into what you need to learn and get it in alignment, that won't show up. So you can't just say, I want this. And you are not that person. You're not acting, behaving, believing in that way, right? That you desire requires alignment with that frequency. So get in alignment with the frequency. And this is why I have a 30-day prosperity challenge. It's actually the 9 principles that I created based on Think and Grow Rich, because it gives you something every day to do. So you get in the habit of the first thing in the morning, you have thoughts, you're grateful. You commune with the quantum field. I added some things in there that Think and Grow Rich, they didn't even know what they were talking about because they didn't know about quantum physics. They just knew it existed, but there was no name placed on it. They knew that they wielded power, that those people that were highly successful and prosperous had pretty much had the same habits. And so that's why that book's so powerful. In fact, the energy of the book is powerful. I even have a journal for you. If you don't want to take the course, I have a journal. You can purchase the journal and you can write in it. That holds power. Everything holds power. If you go to the higher frequency, it's going to go into the powerful frequency that you desire. You can't be over here, not believing and going into the same old habits and accomplish that. So today we're going to do something. Because I know that you know to go into positive thinking. I know that you know that everything is manifesting. Not just when you focus on it, all the time. When you're sitting there doing nothing, you're manifesting, right? Because you're always in a frequency. What you want to do, if you truly want to go into that golden era and shift into that new earth, is to keep that frequency high at all costs. Not in a desperation or struggle kind of way, but in a I'm letting go, let go and let God. You know, Jesus, take the wheel. I'm in the South. Jesus, take the wheel. In other words, I'm not in control as a human ego. I, as the light, of which we all are, is always in action. It can never not be double negative. So, what do you want to do when you watch that news? You are most likely having thoughts of fear and negativity. You may get frustrated and say, that shouldn't be happening, they shouldn't do that, and the government's this, and so I see that. You'll watch a video and I'll get comments sometimes about still pointing fingers. What does that accomplish for you? Nothing. We're helping get rid of the cabal. No, you will get rid of that by raising your frequency. That's the power. That is it. Thinking gets you in trouble because no one person has all the answers. There is no one truth. There's no one truth because people who do want to control the planet in a negative way believe just as strongly as people who think it's wrong. Everybody's personal truth is true. And that's how you're creating your reality. So you can't say mine is true and yours is not. Now you are now in opposition with everybody and separation. Separation is a deal killer. Because that over there is you. It's an expression of you. It's just part of the game. What are you going to do within the game? So when you finally, bing, get that key and you open up and you see that in that treasure chest, there's nothing. You always had it. You are it. You are the treasure. You are the power. You didn't have to find anything to get anything. You're walking around with it. Ye are all gods. These things you shall do and more. You can move mountains. Say mountain move and it will move. How is that possible? Because the mountain will be in the same place for me. But in your reality, it'll be in a different place. It doesn't move. That mountain, all of a sudden, the next day, you wake up and in some places, this has happened to people, they've shifted into other realities where a building was there yesterday is not there today. All right? We can shift into any timelines and dimensions. Now, what I want you to do, if you want to play this game, because it's fun, and you can stay in this game, it's a different game than you may be playing. The one you may be playing now is Fear, Terror, Apocalypse. All right? That's what we've been told. I'm laughing because we wield so much power. You can shift into anything. You could, during this time period, be more prosperous than you ever have in your life. Doing good things, right? Get out of this rules of how things should be. Focus on you. What are you doing? Right? How are you making a living? How are you contributing? Quit worrying about everybody else, because as soon as you focus on you, that power, that frequency, your DNA opens up, you're affecting absolutely everybody, and your reality, whatever you're focused on intently, is going to manifest. Already has. It already exists. It's already a probability. You're just shifting into it. You're bringing it into your physical reality. It appears to be so. Nothing's really physical. But we don't have to go into that. Let's just talk about this as humans. When you watch the news, ask what thoughts are going through your head. What are the feelings? Monitor everything only as a frequency. That's it. Not what's being said, what you need to know, what you need to do. If you're doing that, what are you tuning into? If you're feeling that, you just got sucked in. Why? Because they get ratings, because they get eyeballs, because they get attention. That's what they want. Right? And yes, there's some people doing some amazing good things out there. A lot. That's usually not what we get to see. It's going on. Amazing things are going on out there. By the way, there was a bird at 1:30 this morning. I couldn't sleep for like an hour. It was so happy and so loud, and it was outside my window, chirping like crazy, doing the most amazing little tunes, and I've never heard anything like this before. It's not out there now. I don't know what it was doing at 1:30 in the morning. Things are going to change in your reality that are so bizarre, that don't go into the normal what we've known. Everybody's talking about these birds are so loud and happy. They're happy. They're not breathing. Can you imagine this? If we're breathing pollution, can you imagine what their little lungs have to go through? 2 babies were born on my deck. One has a little mohawk, chirping like crazy. Are you paying attention to all this stuff? Or are you focused on what's going on out there that you think is bad? This is going to pass. This is part of another shift of our planet. I am not being censored, by the way, you guys. I think that the traffic on these videos and the fact that YouTube, they don't have the full staff and stuff like they do. Sometimes my videos are shutting down because they're longer. Just reload. If it's on mobile, reload your app and clear out your cookies, because a lot of you are watching a lot of stuff. Clear out your cookies and your cache, okay, your caching. So you clear it all out, and then it'll run more efficiently. Hopefully, I don't know. But if this does stop, go back and watch it, because here's what we're going to do. Absolutely everything. What's my frequency? What's my frequency? What's my frequency? So I don't even want you to pay attention to what you're thinking. I want you to pay attention to your frequency. What's my frequency? Boom! I just went into a negative one. You're going to change it. Just like our 3-second manifest, you're going to change it. I am now going to shift into a different frequency. So maybe you don't go into a different thought. Maybe you just go into something else. Maybe you go watch the baby birds in their nest when mommy comes, because they're going to be flying soon. I usually get to see that every year. They teach them to fly off. I shift into such a high frequency when I do that. I don't have to think. So I don't have to choose something to switch over to. Now you can do that. I have a free mobile app down there. I know, guys, iPhone's going to be out soon. They're working on it. These developers are busy. And it switches you over, switches you. You can set that alarm as many times a day as you want to. Because people are getting sucked into the fear. Don't be afraid. Fear is what's going to get you sick. Fear is what's going to really help no one around you. If there are people around you and you're going into fear, you're lowering your frequency, your DNA is coiled up, and then you're sending out negative messages. They're feeling it, and it affects their DNA. Because we're all one, we're all connected. Just imagine DNA is just one long strand around the planet. That's really what's going on. So it's a chain reaction. And you're totally responsible for this. What's my frequency? You ready? We're going to go into something so powerful right now. And if you do this every second, it will blow your mind. Because you're going to start seeing results right away. What are you doing right now? Everything you look at, my opinion of something negative, my comments on this channel if it's negative. Landria, your lipstick's all over your face. Was that really a high frequency? Because the intention was to make somebody else feel bad. It didn't. I actually laughed really hard, thank you. So that was my choice, to go into a higher frequency, to find humor in it. Because what makes me really sad sometimes is that person's in a negative space. And I know when they did it, they came from a low frequency, and that couldn't feel good for them. It doesn't harm me if I don't accept the gift. So when you put out your negativity, all I see, and if you're in a high frequency, you will see this too. All I see is they're lost. They're in a low frequency. And I send them blessings to find the higher one. But they'll do it in their own good time. Maybe they need to go into that space to learn things. To learn that, guess what? When you talk like that, everybody thinks you're an a-hole. So it hurts you, right? It doesn't hurt the person that you're projecting your anger on. It hurts you when you're abusing your spouse or talking nasty to your kids. What are they thinking? Wow, you make me feel bad, but you don't. But they get to choose, but your negativity is there. So it's going to affect them. So we always say, you make me feel bad. Nobody does make you feel bad. You don't have to accept it. But we are functioning like that. You make me feel bad, and then I'm angry, and then and so it is a chain reaction. We have to stop the chain reaction. So when somebody does project something negative on you, no thoughts, lower frequency, no judgment, no judgment. The lower frequency is, that's where they are right now. We'll get there. Don't worry, everybody gets there because we are that anyways. It's not like we ever left it. We're just experiencing things. You are the highest, most beautiful light being ever. You're experiencing something, so you're going through this play. That's it. You get to change it anytime you want. So if you go in a high frequency all day, boom, high frequency. Even one negative thought is taking you down. Keep it up, keep it up. Maybe I'll do a mobile app for that. Hey, I'm going to do a mobile app for that. I'll have it out in a few days. Maybe by next week I'll have it. All right? So I will list my mobile app. If you go to my mobile app, if you see the package, what's my frequency? The free one is what am I manifesting? What's my frequency? You can do this all day. Your whole world will shift. You're going to feel different. You're going to see things differently. You're going to start to see the good stuff. You're going to see the community. You're going to see the animals. Your relationships are going to change. Opportunities financially will come to you now. Massive ones. They have to me. Because what I'm doing is always on a high frequency. Every thought that I put into what I do, for how I earn a living, is always on a high frequency. I put a lot of love and energy and caring into it and giving. So it's on a super high frequency. So when people take those courses and take those master classes, they feel, you guys feel it, right? I genuinely, absolutely love you. I want to see you raise your frequency. I want to see you get out of whatever you want to when you're ready. And if you need to get your ass kicked a few times, then do it. That's going to be good, because we sometimes need that to learn that's not what we want. That's all it is. Oh, somebody's over here. Okay, let them. Be there for them. Offer them whatever, but don't impose what you believe is right or wrong, because now you're going to lower frequency saying they're not okay. Everybody's okay. Can you just, it's a game. Damn painful one sometimes, right? You're whole and perfect, strong and powerful, loving, harmonious, and happy. We have never been more powerful with this internet marketing training. I have a special thing going on right now that only a handful of us are allowed to share. I'm one of them. It's a new platform that came out that's more robust, and the price is unbelievable. You get to see it if you sign it. This is a free workshop. This is free information. It costs nothing for you to check it out. If you don't like it, unsubscribe. All right? That's it. People are learning how to use the internet to create new businesses, to reach audiences, to do their coaching, to promote their books, to show their art. Get creative. Expand, expand, expand. This is the year of expansion, right? And beyond. Go down in the description. Pick and choose some things. Some things are free, some things are not. Get over it. You want to earn money, don't you? You should. You should be prosperous. All right? So also please subscribe and share these videos, because I want to raise the frequency of the planet one light being at a time, and you are that light being. Thank you, my friend. I'm going to say it again. You're whole, perfect, strong, powerful, loving, harmonious, and happy. Superpower in those words. They come from the Master Key System. I didn't make them up, and they healed people. Those words, again, hold energy, high frequency. Let that be you. Namaste.